People are going to know when you're having a bad day. And I can tell you this for a fact because I remember, I cannot tell you the amount of times that I've had bad days. And for some reason, every single person knew this. I remember when I was in college and I used to pull all-nighters all the time because I was, I had a part-time job. I would work on my business sometimes overnights, or sometimes I'd be stupid and I would just be on my phone all night. But the point is, sometimes I pulled all-nighters. I pulled up to class, and literally my professor, he never ever once called on me. And during these times, these very few times when I pulled all-nighters, he would pick on me. He would call on me. He would crack jokes. I was like, and it kind of pissed me off because I was already sleep deprived. And that's one of the things that actually does piss me off sometimes, is when I'm sleep deprived. It's not food. It's not pretty much any other thing doesn't piss me off. It's only sleep deprivation that really pisses me off. So by this point, I pulled up to class. I don't know this. I wasn't paying attention. I was half asleep already. Professor calls on me. He's like, "Oh, can you answer this question?" And I was just like, honestly, I have no idea, sir. I wasn't paying attention, to be honest. And and then he started cracking jokes and, BSing like that. But after that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to shake it off, whatever. He's chill. But then he started cracking jokes and he was always super respectful. I'm like, what the hell? Why is this guy fucking teasing me? He's always been nice to me. What the hell? So, whatever. I'm like, okay, I'm going to shake it off, whatever. Later, I start walking home or whatever, and there's more people, random pedestrians that crack jokes at me or they make fun of me. It happens, it literally, I don't know if it's just me, but it literally always happens when you're on sleep deprivation or when you're having a really, really bad day. Something about it makes that every single person, and there was no visible change to me. I looked at myself in the mirror, I looked completely the same as I always do. I didn't look much different. And still, there were people making fun of me and cracking jokes and bullshit like that. So I started realizing, I was like, you know what? These motherfucking demons, they're trying to piss me off. That's what it honestly is. That's what it all comes down to. Is if you're having a bad day and everyone seems to be making fun of you in a way that's never happened before, and you feel disrespected, it's because they know, for some reason, they know you're vulnerable. If someone tried making fun of me right now, or when I'm off, whatever, I'm not in college anymore, but whenever I'm free and I'm able to do whatever I want, and I'm able to say whatever I want, and I have money and I have access to whatever I want to do, nobody can say shit to me because they know I'm going to verbally beat the shit out of them. I'm literally going to tell them, I'm not going to let nobody bitch me around. But when I'm sleep deprived, it's like these people know that my brain, my cognitive functions are deprived. Like I can't defend myself verbally as I usually do because my mental dexterity is dampened. So it's so weird, but literally every single time, I cannot tell you the amount of times that this has happened where I am weakened and people, they're like fucking sharks. They smell that blood, they smell that shit. They can smell it from a mile away, and they pull up, or you pull up, and they're like making fun of you, they're cracking jokes, ha ha ha, very funny. The best thing you can do in those scenarios is understand that these are fucking demons. Straight up. I'm just telling you as it is. That's what it is. They're demons trying to piss you off, trying to screw with you. And usually, I always have some nice, witty comeback. I'm so arrogant and so prideful that when I don't have a witty comeback to something or some shit like that, or some nice, snarky remark to beat the frick out of them verbally, I get pissed because I'm like, I could have beat this guy down, but I didn't. So when I'm mentally dampened and weakened, I'm not able to do this and it pisses me off. But the best course of action in this scenario is just ignore it, shut up, because I know I can't do anything about it. I'm going to look like a clown. My voice, I literally can't talk sometimes. If I've had 2 nights without sleep, 2 nights, if I've gone 48 hours in a row, I literally can't talk. My voice starts choking out. I can't talk. So there's times like these where you're mentally exhausted. You're literally at a level of exhaustion. You can't defend yourself. The best way is just shut up, be quiet. Silence speaks numbers. Even if you didn't know how to defend yourself, even if you actually were a pussy or weren't a pussy, silence, it equates to both. So the best course of action in this scenario is just quiet, save it for yourself, in 24 hours, once you're fully rested, he can handle it. He can deal with it. That's what I've always done. And it sounds really stupid, I know. But let's not act like everyone doesn't think about witty comebacks that they could have used in an argument when they're in the shower. Because everyone does that. Everyone's in the shower, putting the shampoo and everything. And they're like, oh my gosh, yes, if I would have told him this, I would have told him, oh yeah, screw you. No, your mom's fat. You know what? Your mom is fat. Everyone's thinking about those comebacks once they're in the shower, but you don't think of it in the moment. I'm so apt. I have the power to think of these things immediately, like in 2 seconds. But I usually don't if I'm restraining. And I usually don't if I'm thinking about other things. But that's just my piece of advice. My piece of advice on what you should do for yourself. But if you want to go ahead and talk and speak back to people, whatever, be my guest. That's just my bits and pieces, whatever. You know what I'm talking about.